We are live.
It sounded like Mickey Mouse.
What?
It sounded like Mickey Mouse. Hold on, my like music is playing from one of the.
Oh.
Sorry, y'all. Are you hearing the music? I don't know where it's coming from. Awesome. I don't know where it's coming from.
I'm gonna test this
sure
real quick.
It's coming from right here. Okay, I'm gonna send my auntie my video so she can watch it. Hello, friends. I feel like
I don't think I can
working.
hear anything from. Oh, it's because I have the site muted. I'm such a dirt.
That was like a horrible laugh. So like I'm watching live right now and nothing switched over.
On what? On Facebook?
I think something's wrong with my computer.
No.
No, I'm watching on Twitch too.
Is it good on Twitch for you?
I hope my internet just didn't take a crap.
Well, you're still in here talking to me, so I think everything's okay on that end.
Yeah, nothing's working for me.
What? What? I feel like Little John when I say that all the time. So
what?
What?
Turn down for what?
Oh my goodness.
Come on, y'all. You know you like it.
I mean, how can you not? It's too fun.
I'm all about the old school 90s rap.
Are you? I'm not.
I am.
I don't know. I never really got into it. I got into like the R&B in the 90s for sure. Like Mariah Carey and Boyz II Men and all that. Like, love that stuff, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. Like, was it Gangstar? Gangstar
Never heard of
it.
I've literally never heard of it.
Oh, it's so good. Okay, I'm trying to share. I need to share this with my family.
Okay.
Copy link. I promised my auntie I would share it with her because she doesn't know how to get onto it. Okay, let's see if this will work for her. Click this and it's live.
Yeah. Click it.
Woo. Yeah, I like Gangstar. I like DMX. Rest in peace. Sad that he's gone. I really liked DMX. I listened to that jam in my car, cruising down the street. Yeah, something's wrong with my internet. I mean,
really weird.
Am I live, y'all? Can you hear me now? But like, I can't watch. I can't seem to watch the show. I don't know why.
I don't know. I'm unable to check it. Hold on, let me see if I can.
I'm able to. Oh no, Mr. Bill. Yeah, it's all kinds of jacked up.
Who's here? Say hi, everybody. Good morning. How are you guys?
Let me know if it's messed up on Facebook, people. Might have to go fix it.
I think I'm.
Because if it's messed up on Facebook, it's totally me. It looks like it's good on Facebook on my phone. Well, that's a bummer. So I probably won't be able to watch Twitch comments today. Because I can't seem to get it to work on my computer.
Oh, hold on. Let me look.
I'm able to see Facebook comments on my phone, so that means it's working and something's just wrong with my browser.
I wonder what it is. Anyways.
I don't know. Sorry, guys. That was like way too much time to spend on technical difficulties.
I know. It's fine. It was literally 4 minutes. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
We love you.
Welcome. We love you. Welcome to the show. It's Always Now. I'm Krystal, and this is Jessica. And this is our weekly. Can't hear Krystal as well as Jessica. On Facebook, which is my problem. It's me. It's me. I gotta fix it.
I was like, I can turn you up.
Testing.
You sound
well, for some reason, like I have a condenser mic, so it should pick everything up. Like that's what we have, right?
That's better.
It does sound better.
Well, yeah, you just like
right
up into your mouth hole.
I just turned up the gain a little bit too, but like I noticed that like it's been like sometimes it's super low and it's supposed to pick everything up. It's a condenser mic.
I don't know, honestly.
Yeah.
You can.
I don't know.
Fine, and mine's like way over there.
It's weird. I don't know what I did. I probably screwed it up.
Chatter said, gain it up.
Gain it up. Thanks, chat.
Chatter.
Chatter. What's up, Chatter? Hey, Chatter, do you notice anything on my wall? I wonder if you can see it. It might be blurry. There's 2 things on my wall.
Is it covered by your plant?
No. There's something there. It's something there. I added some little things that I had lying around in my room. I was like, I'm just going to start collaging. Yay! I'm like, I'm just going to start collaging my wall with my favorite things. But yeah, and I have my daddy's old license plate. You probably can't see because my microphone's annoying. My daddy's old license plate.
That's cute.
Yeah, and then I got a nice little birthday card from a Blue October friend. We called the Blue Fam. I was laughing because I was like, what if we had a nickname for people who like us? Like, what would they be called? I was thinking time catchers, because that's what we're about, catching the time, living in the now. Time catcher, right? Time catcher?
I mean, I never really thought about it at all.
I know. I didn't think about it until the other day when somebody was asking in one of my Blue October groups, was like, what do you call Blue October fans? And I learned a term I didn't know, I guess. Blowovers. Well, I guess they used to be called the Blue Meanies, and I didn't. Oh, hi, Auntie. I didn't know. I didn't know that. So I was like, oh, but now we just call anybody who's like a major weirdo nerdy fan like me is called the Blue Fam. So I was like, what would It's Always Now fan group be called? I think it would be called the Time Catchers, because we like to catch the time. We want to live in the now.
It's very important to live in the now, for sure. I don't know though. I don't know. I haven't thought of that.
Yay! My auntie said she finally found us. Yay! Nice. I'm so glad you're here. Yes, we love doing this. This has been a lot of fun. I've been happy to just like have something to look forward to every week and have something to do. And I feel like there's finally some light at the end of the tunnel. I got to attend a sound check on Saturday night with my cousin, and the group of people that were there were checking out their sound system for their DJ stuff.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. And they brought their friends, and they were like fire dancers.
Cool. I love that.
It was super cool. I was like, oh my gosh. Awesome. Yeah. It was super fun, which I love because, like, you know, it brings in a little bit of the tribal culture and like, just all this great stuff that these, you know, people that live here, they know how to do. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love it. I want to know how to
island life
toss
is so
fire.
much more free and like, I don't know. Like they're not
It's afraid. Definitely, it's just, it feels like one big family. I feel like there's a sense of just oneness when you live here that I've never felt anywhere else. I'm sure that there's people like that don't get along. I mean, not saying it's like in harmony here, but like I feel just like this community of people, like especially within my vicinity. Like I've talked about it before, how they bring treats and food, and just like if anything happens, they got your back. Like, you know, David's car got hit and all the neighbors came out and were like, we saw who did it.
Oh,
we'll help you out.
That's
because
so
they were
nice.
mad that the person just took off. I mean, the guy came back and whatever, but
only because he got caught.
Initially he took off though, and everybody was like, he would look like this. I'm like, whoa. And I was surprised that, you know, I just never experienced people the way I've experienced it here, and it's been really,
that's awesome.
Really nice.
I know. I was watching some like food show. I didn't mean to cut you off or anything.
You didn't cut me off.
So I was watching this like food show on Netflix. I think it was like the Asian street food thing.
Ooh.
So me and Nick love
like
watching
food.
cooking shows because Nick loves to cook. So we watch cooking shows together. But we were watching this one, and it really like it hit my heart pretty good because it showed that like in these poor Asian countries, they get together and they all cook outside of their house on like grills and barbecues, and they cook together with like the whole neighborhood, and everybody brings something, and it's like this huge potluck every night for dinner. They have dinner together with their neighbors every night, and I was like, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. I think
that sounds awesome.
Yes, because
I mean, like I love potlucks.
Yeah.
Like I love trying like different new food.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of it I'm like, what is that? Like my neighbors brought some food over that I didn't know what it was, and I was like, I don't know if I want to eat this.
You have to try everything once. Come on.
I know. I wanted to get on Twitch, but it just hates me right now.
It's
Never
fine.
mind.
Don't worry about it. Chatter's the only one that commented so far. I'll call out the comments.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, I mean, definitely. I love that, and I do feel that here. They have like, and I'm sure this is in other places, but they have like these like share bins where people put stuff for people to take if they need it, and then you put stuff that you don't need that you want to give to people. And I'm sure that they're in other places. Like I heard there was one in Tucson, but I had never seen that before. And there's like not just one, there's like a lot here, and they're all over the island. Libraries, books.
That's so
plants,
cool.
All kinds of resources for people to share. There's one that's right down the street from my house. They call it the free store, and I think it's just really cool. Like you should give and want to give and help each other. That's if we all were giving and wanting to help each other, it would just be harmony.
I know.
But though there are people out there that take, and I posted that this week. I posted about if you are just inclined to give, that's just in your nature to give, you got to remember that there's people that just want to take, and they'll just keep taking and taking and taking and taking. And I don't understand that mentality about taking. Like I don't get it, but I guess they justify it with something. I don't know. I was trying to understand. So, and that kind of brings me to what we're going to talk about today is like, we all are different, but we all are equal, and we all can see each other that way, even when somebody makes us crazy angry. Oh, those are the time, times where you have.
Are you angry, or are you choosing anger?
Choosing anger. So there was an example this week, and I had an opportunity to share my knowledge with my oldest. He had an incident where he had an issue with somebody, and he got very upset, and he like lost it pretty much. I mean, he was alone in his car, but he was calling us upset. And I said to him, he said, they made me angry. They made me this. They made me that. And I said, no, honey, they didn't make you. You're choosing to react this way. I know it's hard, and I know you're upset, but don't give them that. You need to like take a deep breath and remember it's not worth it. And that, you can't change how they are. You can't change anything they're doing, but you can change how you react to it. And, that's easier said than done, because trust me, when someone's upset me, it does.
Like, you have to really practice. You have to really get in touch with yourself to practice that, because it's like going from being a child and growing up and trying to mature emotionally is really difficult. It's like not the easiest thing to do. Even like, I know old people who haven't done it. So it's like, it's one of those things that you really have to be aware of yourself, and you have to really know yourself and do the work within, because you
have to know your limits, and you have to get. I'm very guilty of reacting, especially when it comes to my oldest. I'm very guilty of not knowing when to shush my mouth and just walk away, and realize that my reaction is my choice and my doing, and you gotta practice walking away. It's so hard though, but deep breathing, meditation, that kind of stuff. When you're upset, you just breathe and calm down, and all will get better. And then it's okay. Count to 10. Counting to 10 has helped me so much,
because it gives it time for whatever's happening to pass before you respond. So I think that's the key is making sure that you give time to let it go, and then you can just chill, calm down. What happened?
So I purposely did this because I wanted it to happen on the show, and I forgot. And I said, I wonder if I'm going to forget I did this, and it's going to be a fun surprise. And guess what? It was a fun surprise. I set reminders for myself to come up during different times of the month that are like positive. So today's reminder said, be yourself. Everyone else is already taken. In fact, somebody we follow, Stretch's Thoughts. He posted that, and I was just like, oh, that's so cute. I like that. That's such a good thing. I'm like, I'm gonna remind myself of that because everyone else is already taken. I need to be my authentic me. Yes. Yeah, I purposely set it to go off right now so that like I would see it and get happy by it because I wasn't sure. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna set this and I'm gonna expect it to come and I'm gonna know it's coming, and then is it gonna be that fun? And yes, it totally was fun because I forgot.
Though. That's a good thing to do for yourself because like I don't know, I feel like I set alarms for myself and it's because I have to do something at that time, but I label them like nice things to me, like you know, or positive affirmations. Like I'll say,
it's like, podcast day.
I am beautiful. I am talented. I am successful. You know, like I have all of the I am affirmations on my alarms. So
it's good.
Yeah,
it's really good. I have those two. I never had set like I didn't know what the difference was between a reminder and an alarm. A reminder, you can. It's a little different than an alarm. Detailed. I think it is more detailed. Yeah. The only thing that I like about the alarm is that I can add music to it. I don't know that you can add music to a reminder. So like my alarms for today, I have like 5 different songs. Yes, I have 5 different alarms that go off between the time I'm supposed to get up to now that get me pumped up for the day. And music for me, it's like a smell. It can put me usually in a good mood. There's maybe a couple songs that could not put me in a bad mood, but you know, give me some sad memories or whatever. But yeah, I like this like reminding myself of happy things and good things, and I'm really glad that the test that I did worked. Everybody should do it. And if you don't know how to do it, I'll help you do it because it's really easy and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It sounded like, is that a bird? I'm hearing all kinds of crazy.
I don't doubt it. You're in Hawaii, so.
I should have recorded this morning at it was like 5:45. All of a sudden, it's just like this massive bird sound, crazy sound in the morning. And I should have recorded it because I've never, you don't hear stuff like that everywhere else, but you hear it here. You sound like you're in a sanctuary.
You are.
But okay, so back to the subject at hand. So I was thinking a lot about this subject because we've all come across somebody that we don't love. They've made things hard for us and difficult, and or I guess the real reality of it is that we've allowed them to make things hard and difficult for ourselves. We've allowed them to affect us. So I was thinking, like, how can I learn to love them and appreciate them and see them as equal, even though they've tried to hurt me or they've tried to make me feel bad?
I feel like I talk about this a lot because I feel like it's important. But
yeah,
you know that I'm not like a Bible person. So when I say this, like, just trust me, it's not biblical. But
you're so funny.
I have to preface things because if I don't, then it's like people are like, ew, this is religious. It's really not, though. It's about how Christ consciousness is in each one of us and how we need to embody that, because when we allow ourselves to see others as another version of us, then we understand things from a higher perspective, you know?
Exactly.
And so that allows us to shift our perspective about that person. and like what that person really is trying to teach us, because everybody that triggers us is our teacher. So
exactly,
you know, if we can shift the perspective to that, and I know it's hard for even me too, and I talk about it a lot, so it's like I know it's difficult for people.
It's something that we have to remind ourselves to do, and to remind ourselves, like, okay, I know this person is really, but remember,
what
they're
are
just
they teaching you when
they're part of you.
that?
They're helping you.
Right,
yeah,
right. Like, how are you going to be shaped by what they're doing? And you get to decide if you allow it to teach you something, and you know, you take the lesson for what it is right there, or if you're going to move away from that person, you're going to run into that same trigger with someone else. It's going to just be through a different face, because everybody is you and they're all your teachers. And so it's like, you know, you have to really just sit with your problem, you know. And like, I had a message from the universe the other day that was like, you know, if you feel like you're being faced with like this big problem and it looks like a mountain, you can move the fucking mountain. You just have to do it one pebble at a time.
One pebble at a time.
One pebble at a time. You have to sit with the problem, though. You have to literally just sit with it and deal with it one little piece at a time. And for me, that was like, I already had heard that saying before, like a million times in my life, but
oh yeah,
it hits different when you
actually are,
and you realize it and you see it. And you're like,
like, wait a second. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's like a 1,000 epiphanies happening at once. Yeah, no, yeah. I definitely, at this time, I wished I had one of those like soundboards and I could play that Yo Gabba Gabba song. Take some baby steps.
I'm so glad you don't have that right now.
I would drive her nuts with my soundboard of like, you don't have that.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, so like,
die.
So like, something that I've come to understand, whether you're in a religion or you're in any group or community, doesn't matter what it is, there's always going to be this feeling of inadequacy. I think that's just a human characteristic that we all carry. We all feel like we're not.
I don't think so, though. I think it's
You don't think so?
I think it's taught to you. It's not something that you inherently have this like feeling of inadequacy. That comes with people telling you that you're doing something wrong. That they make you feel like the aspects of yourself are wrong. And then that becomes a shadow in your subconscious. And
true.
You know, so I do feel like that inadequate feeling, no, we're not born with that. We're born with knowing that we are divine, that we are royal, that we are like, we are the universe. We're born knowing that and just, you know, feeling that. It's not like a question to us, but as we're raised and as we interact with other aspects of ourselves, it's like taught to us that we have to hide certain parts of us because it's not acceptable, you know. And then that becomes like this thing that you have to heal later on in your life, because the shadows that we build when we're young, they wreak havoc on our life in ways that we don't even realize when we're older throughout our life.
Yeah.
So, you know, healing your shadow is definitely the most important work that people can be doing right now.
And that's pretty much where, you know, like I was saying, like no matter what community you're in, if you're feeling like you don't fit in, or you're feeling like you're not good enough, because that, like you said, that's something that whether it's a religious thing or not, even in like the music community, I feel not there, but you know, it takes practice and it takes determination and perseverance for you to get better at something. And you know, if we work on ourselves, if we work on our inner stuff, it's going to reflect outward to those around us. So if you're wanting to see a change around you, we often say this a lot too, you have to change yourself.
Yeah.
If you can't expect anybody to be anything,
no,
especially if you're not even willing to do it, because that's that's just what you're going to attract. If you're not putting good things out there, you're going to attract some not so good things. You got to put out what you want to attract.
I liked this saying that I saw the other day. It said, "Be the glitch you want to see in the Matrix."
Oh, I love that.
I was like, yes!
100% love that. Okay, let me see. I wrote a bunch of notes. Okay. I want to see what I was thinking. Because like right now, there's a lot of judgment going on, and people being very offended, and I don't know. Like, I'm the type of person that I usually just keep on scrolling, I guess you want to say. I don't usually get triggered or whatever by anybody's. I mean, maybe I do. Maybe that's a lie. But I try to not, I try to understand where those people are at. Whoever's having the dilemma or whatever they're going through and they're spatting out stuff, I try to understand them because, like you said, we are all versions of each other. And if we can look at everybody in that way, in that perspective, and see each other as, you could see it in so many different examples. See them as your children or see them as yourself. Some people have a hard time seeing them as themselves because they need to work on themselves. So they're like, well, I hate myself, so I hate all these people or whatever. But
but they won't acknowledge that if they're at that point. They will never
true.
Say,
you're right.
I hate myself, so I hate everybody else.
I hate. Yeah, you're right.
That's what it kind of boils down to is like if you're in a discord with yourself, and you're not in harmony within, you're going to have things that reflect back to you that are, in discord. It's not going to be in harmony.
It's just the way it is. But okay, so there's this lady that I follow that I really like. I really like what she's doing, and I like the things that she's talking about. And she helps me feel like when she shares what she's going through, I feel like I am not alone, and I feel like, oh, cool, somebody else gets it, right?
Yeah.
And just like me, I experienced something where I was like, I wasn't even trying to upset anybody. She did the same thing. She had said something and it pissed off a lot of people, and she didn't even like realize that would have happened, right? And of course, that consumed her for a hot second, because it does when you've upset a bunch of people and people are being mean, saying mean things to you, it's really hard to ignore.
Yeah.
And you gotta pull yourself back and remember that that's on them. If they chose to get offended by what you did or said, that's on them. That's not on you. And you gotta love them anyway. And that can be very difficult, as I know it was for her, because she shared what she was going through. And to be honest with you, she probably had 3 times as many people saying how much they were helped by what she said versus, the ones that are saying, oh, how dare you,
Yeah.
But we tend to focus on the haters. I mean, as silly as it is, we had experienced some people talking trash to us once, and it did affect me for a minute. And then you reminded me, Krystal, it's stupid. Don't let them bug you. But it did. I was like, yeah. But I mean, I get it. They're just trying to do their thing, and
yeah.
They got a little bit threatened by what we were doing, and they're like, "Man, I'm gonna tear you down." Well, yeah, and that's usually where it stems from.
Their own insecurities and their own
100%
limitations and things like that. Like, I think about it all the time. Like, when people are talking shit about what you're doing, or they're like making fun of you or whatever, it's because they're insecure with themselves. That's their own limitation. And
right.
Oh, hey. Babe,
what?
Thank you for the follow.
Oh, hi! Thanks for the follow.
Oh,
this is fun. Okay, I haven't gone on Facebook because my I don't know what's going on here, but like when I try to open up a browser and view the show, it doesn't work.
Aw. Well, I got it now on Twitch to where we have a little pop-up notification when we get new followers.
When somebody follows?
Yeah,
sweet. I gotta learn how to use that because I was trying to help David when he's doing his planting stuff, because he's he's struggling a little bit with the tech savvy stuff, and I was like, I can help you.
He just needs an overlay, and he doesn't even need a big old fancy one that like takes up his whole screen. You could just do the little
he just like for it. Yeah, one of the singers that I follow, she has like it's just like her logo in the top, and then that's it. And then like I think she has like a song request thing at the bottom, and I was like, oh, it's simple. I could do that for him. I have to study it and figure it out. But
yeah, you're really good with art and stuff like that. Like you do good graphic art, so you could even design him like a border if you wanted to.
His own thing. That'd be really cool. I probably will do that because I like to doodle. Somebody asked me the other day, so how's your art stuff? And I was like, I mean, I do it for fun these days. It's not really a job anymore. Yeah. Which is, it's okay. I mean, yes, I do it for fun. I draw in my background. But yeah, you're right. And I make invitations and I do all of our like clippy artwork for the show, or I try to at least.
Yeah, you did the artwork other than the faces for the logo that we have, so.
Yeah, no, Sean did the face. Sean did our pretty faces. Thank you, Sean. If you're out there today.
Grabner Art did our faces for our logo.
So, oh gosh, we can keep talking about what we're talking about. I was going to tell you about what we did yesterday.
What did you do yesterday?
So we kind of talked about it before the show got started. But as most of you know, I'm homeschooling my daughters, and
oh god,
it's been a thing. And thankfully, my mom's there, and she helps a lot because some days are so hard. And Kira, especially, she's very independent.
Of course,
she's so independent. She'll like go in the fridge and get her own.
You let her be her little fiery self.
I let her. She'll like go in the fridge and get her own milk, and then we're like she's like 38 pounds, and she'll go in and she'll get that big old jug of milk and pour herself a glass of milk, and she didn't even ask. She doesn't say, "Mommy, can you get it?" I mean, I don't care if she gets the milk, but she doesn't say, "Mom, can you get me some milk?" She just goes and gets it. And I'm not. The other two, I mean, they weren't like that. They didn't go and just do.
Yeah.
But she does. And like she'll like climb up in the freezer and get ice cream, which she shouldn't be doing that when she's not supposed to be having ice cream, but she does. And so I'm like, how can I like not giggle right now when you do that? But yeah. That's Kira. Yes. So back to school. So school's been quite a journey, and my daughter Mischa, she's in 7th grade. So and 6th grade was pandemic time, and so I don't know, they usually talk about reproduction or whatever in one of the grades, right? And I always like was thinking that I would do it with her anyway, but when it comes down to that conversation, it can be hard. Literally. It can be just difficult. I
think that's like you making it difficult. And
I feel like it's awkward.
But you need to like not think that it's awkward. Just like put yourself in the mindset.
No, it has to be very matter of fact.
Yeah, this is science. Okay, like this is your
science.
Body.
This is your body. This is how magical things are. And I did do it that way.
Yeah.
Because yesterday we started our new curriculum for science, and we went over, we're still studying the human, so we're studying the human body as far as like functions go, and we learned about blood, platelets, and all that stuff yesterday, the heart and how it pumps the blood through your heart and where it goes and in and out, oxygen depleted, rich, or whatever. Hopefully she remembers all that. But then I was like, all right, so now we have to like go over here and learn about this stuff with the body. And she's like, all right. And I'm pretty open with her anyways. So it's not like these words are foreign, but like, I don't say scrotum every day, and I don't, and then, I had to teach, I asked her, like, we had to talk about sperm and like how it's in this part and how it moves through this part. And I mean, we haven't even gotten to the nitty gritties of what all that's for yet, but like just basically talking about the male anatomy. And I was like, I don't feel like good. Like, I don't feel like I should be the one telling her this, but I am.
I feel like it's better coming from you than if it was coming from David. Like, that would
I think
really
David would have.
for her.
It would be so awkward for her, and I think he would have a heart attack having to talk to her about those things.
Right.
But
so
yeah, no. I'm totally. The next lesson is on the female body, and that'll be fine. But like the male body was like really awkward for me to say those words. I was like, say them to my 12-year-old daughter.
I've been pretty open with my kids about that kind of stuff, but like, of course, you know, Mia was a little bit younger, and so I used different words, like, not different words for the parts, but like, I guess the way that I described it and how I explained how things worked was a little bit kind of younger, but you have to be age appropriate for that kind of stuff, I guess. I don't know.
And I think that having that dialogue with your kids is super important, so that, like, I mean, if anybody remembers junior high, that time in my life, there was a lot of information being talked about and a lot of misinformation being talked about. And even though they had the little class for us, you know, I remember watching the My Mom's Having a Baby video. That wasn't addressing the other misconceptions that were going around. So I feel like as a parent, it's 100% my job to talk to my kids about these things and to let them be aware. And, you know, we talk about stranger danger. I tell Mischa, you know, because, you know, my older son has friends over sometimes and I don't really know them. And I tell her, you know, if anybody comes in your room in the middle of the night, you just scream. You scream. You know, I know I'm crazy, but no, but I want her to not be afraid because
weird shit like that happens all the time. And you do have to make your kids aware, and
you have to tell your kids that it's okay to call for help and scream and yell and, you know, not be afraid to
and bite and kick their asses.
Yes, and get some pepper spray. I mean, it's sad that we have to worry about that in this
it is what
day and age.
We live in a very unhealed world, so you know we have to take measures into our own hands. That's just my opinion.
Okay, this is a hard one. How can you see someone as equal that attacked you in that way? I mean, gosh, I can't even.
I feel like it's not about the act. It's about feeling like...
It's about understanding that...
Yeah, you have to understand that they probably had the same thing happen to them. They
had trauma.
They are projecting that now. And it's sad and it shouldn't happen, but it does. And so, you know, like, you just have to allow yourself to get over those things. Like, accept that it happened. Know that it shaped you to be who you are. And love the lesson that you learned from it, even though it was painful. Because, I mean, I've been through some really horrible stuff. And I was able to forgive the people in my heart. You know, obviously I don't have contact with people. But, you know, forgive them and love and accept them. Because they, like, just like any demon or shadow or whatever you want to call them, just like anything like that, just like any darker energy, it's a traumatized person. It's a traumatized child that is acting out in their life and ruining their life. So it's like, it's a really hard subject for a lot of people to understand and accept because of the things that maybe they've been through or people that they know have been through certain things. But coming from someone who's been through a lot of really hurtful shit inflicted on me by other people, I have been able to heal myself, understand the person, and just say, yeah, I might not know all the details about why they did these things to me, but I do understand where it comes from. And it's all trauma. And it's all hurt and pain inside themselves. They're a traumatized child. They have a lot of shadow. They need to heal themselves, and they need love in order to do that. That's the only way things get healed in this world, is to flip the script and just love people. Because literally that's what all shadows want. That's what all shadows want. Like, if you go in and you're doing shadow work in yourself, the shadows are literally there and they look all scary. Like if you're doing like a deep meditation, they'll look like leeches, they'll look like scary demons, they'll look like, you know, all these crazy things trying to scare you. But what it really is a part of yourself that is unhealed from when you were little or something that happened to you, and you've turned it into this demon. So you, understanding that, can go in there and be like, you're not this demon. You're not a demon at all. You're a traumatized little child, and you need to be loved. Exactly. Yeah. And then the beautiful part of all of that is when you actually go through this process in your mind and you love that part of yourself, it transforms right in front of your eyes. It becomes something beautiful. And then it can go away from you, and then you don't have that shadow anymore. Like, it's such a beautiful process, so it's important.
And you have to remember that just because, like, you've figured that out, and you figure out how to heal that, there's people that are on, I mean, okay, so we're all on the same path, per se. We're just at different points on the path, and some of them will never really get to the point where you're at. Maybe they will. Hopefully they will. We hope that everybody...
It's not about anybody else, though. It's all about you.
No, so, like, it's all about you.
That's why you have to take, like, and me, I have to only worry about myself. I only have to focus on myself. You have to focus on yourself. Everybody has their own individual thing that they're working on, and they need to only think about that. That's the most important thing for you to do here. That's why we're here in this world. We're not here to do anything else. We're here to develop soul. We're here to learn lessons and to become or realize that we already are this beautiful divine creature. So, you know.
And as you lead by example, though, you're teaching others to take that initiative as well. And if you don't get consumed, so, like, just because we're saying that, like, you can love and accept somebody's faults because you know that they're traumatized somewhere, doesn't mean that you also have to put up with
you don't have to be around
behavior.
It. No.
You can distance yourself from that.
We will never, and I will never say to allow someone to abuse you, ever. If someone is abusing you, you need to get as far away from that person as possible.
As you can.
Yeah. Yes, because you need to look out for yourself first. You always have to take care of yourself first. You are the most important person in your world. Please know that. So, but what I'm saying is that, like, after something happens to you, you need to, because it's your responsibility, you need to go into yourself and heal yourself. Forgive yourself and forgive others, because they are an aspect of you. They are a part of you. They are a mirror of you. And they are going through their own things too. And so it's like, you know, it's all part of this weird journey that we're on here. And I feel like it's just about love and acceptance and, you know, not allowing or accepting the abuse, but accepting that things happen, and sometimes we feel like they're out of our control. But I feel like when you come into yourself and you're allowed to, like, harmonize, and you take that time to harmonize with yourself, it makes it so it's like you're paving the way for others to also harmonize within themselves.
Exactly.
You know? Because we are quantumly connected.
We are.
Yeah.
We are all connected. And you know, I mean, by you doing good, the first and most important people you're going to change are the people that are around you, which are probably the people that you love a lot, right? You know, we got our kids nearby, or, you know, parents maybe. You know, those are the people that are in our lives. We've had them here close to us for a reason. So those are the people you're going to affect first, but most importantly, you're affecting you.
Yeah.
You. I had wrote down that, you know, so, like, how can I change the perception of this or whatever, the judgment that's going on, or that I feel is going on against me. And it's not about that. It's about changing your perception of everything. You have to change your whole perspective on your outlook on all of it. And the more you see people, you know, getting a little Bible-y here, but, like, if you think of, like, how Jesus loves everyone and sees everyone as equal and he's your brother or whatever. I mean, if you look at it that way,
like even when they were persecuting him and killing him,
he still loved them.
He still loved them because he understood that they're all traumatized children and they don't even know what they're doing. They're like totally unconscious to the fact that they're doing this horrible thing to someone. So, you know, and it's true, the amount of like how we have evolved consciously over the past however many years, like even since I've been alive, like 30 years, I'm going to be 35. Like, I've seen a huge shift in the level of consciousness for humanity, especially over the last year. Like, the last year has been a huge jump, like, for people being more aware of themselves and, like, learning that things are not what we've been taught. Things are so much more than what we've been told. And we are so much more than we've been told. And this life is so much more than we've been told. So it's like, I don't know, it's a beautiful thing to see it. I love living.
And we also have to, like, there's a lot of controversy going on right now with I don't even know how to describe it, but there's just a lot of people feeling upset with things, which is a good thing, because you know, them being upset will invoke better things. Hopefully, the goal is to change
so much
for better.
Like, happen that we never thought we would see in our life. So, I mean, you can't worry about it. You can't dwell upon it.
No, you just have to do your part.
Right. That's the thing, is like, I always tell people, you have to literally not focus on the things that are going wrong. Like, it's okay to talk about them sometimes, but, like, think about it in a way, like, how can we make it better? Like, think about what the problem is, and then think about the solution, and then focus all of your energy and all of your time on the solution. Focus all of that on the world that you think is the most ideal.
Not dwelling on things that happened before, or people's behaviors, or because, like, there's all this controversy about, like, past people from the past, and what people forget is that that was a different time and a different way of thinking, and our way of thinking has evolved so much.
Yeah, I was giggling because you said that was a different time, and I'm like, no, it wasn't.
Well, I mean, no, it wasn't. I mean?
But yeah.
But, like, our minds weren't open to certain things. Yeah. Like, I'm not even sure. I wonder what it would have been like to live, you know, like, I would want to remember, oh my gosh, I always have my microphone. I want to remember what it would be, you know, what it would have been like to live in a time where, you know, what we're doing right now would probably not even be allowed.
Oh,
like, it's crazy to me, right?
I remember those lives. They're actually not past lives at all. They're parallel lives.
Parallel. I've read some stuff about parallel lives.
So
it's very interesting.
There's technically no such thing as a past life because time is not linear. So every life that we've ever lived, we're currently living that life still. We're just experiencing this current point in consciousness, in this body, you know, on this timeline, but it's all happening right now. And so, you know, I think it's important for us to understand that we as the consciousness, as the universe that we are, we're experiencing all of this stuff simultaneously and learning from ourselves and experiencing ourselves. So, you know, I don't really feel like there's so much doom and gloom in anything. You know, we don't ever die, so I'm not afraid of death.
No, there's no doom and gloom, and the more of us that can see that, the more joy we can bring in this point in time in our lives. What we're experiencing right now, we can have so much joy if we realize that, like, we don't have to run 1,000 miles to get, you know, to get all these things. We have lots of time. Maybe not right here in this moment, in this world, but
our consciousness shifts. Like, you know, when we die in one body, we literally just move on to the next thing. Our consciousness is always flowing into the next form. So it doesn't really matter what happens to me. I'm like, I don't really care if I die, because if I die, it's because I chose to move on to something new. You know,
the next level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, or whatever it is that I move on to next. It's not necessarily just a level thing, you know. It's like I could become whatever I wanted to after this body. So
Yeah.
it's just all about a shift of consciousness. Because, I mean, and I understand this because I do travel with my mind. I do travel consciously to alternate lives. And I have experienced my death in alternate lives. So
that's scary.
It's not, though.
I don't want to see how I die.
It's not as dramatic as you think it is, but
I mean,
it shows me, though, because I do take those pieces of consciousness from those lives and I pull it back here with me, and I'm integrating timelines because those are alternate versions of me that are all, like, if I die, I bring that consciousness that was in that body back here with me, and I'm integrating
that's why
lessons learned. So
yeah, that's why we experience this life. We chose to come here. We chose to learn and grow and experience these things, because that if we were always the same,
we're never the same.
What's the point of being the same? Like, you have to learn.
That's the thing. Everything.
You have to experience things.
Everything is always moving. Nothing is ever still. We think things are solid. They're not freaking solid. They're moving.
It's always moving. The earth is always spinning.
Yeah, well, even that, though, everything around you is like a cloud of illusion, because we're living in a matrix system right now. We're living in a false world. Every time you open your eyes, you're interacting with an illusion of what you think is.
Right, because your brain perceives... I mean, like, we just had this conversation because, like, David just found out that he's lost 50% of his hearing in one ear, and in the other ear is going to, and it's, sucks. But, like, I know for a fact, because of that sense kind of being dulled, that he's perceiving the world maybe differently than, somebody who has perfect hearing. And that's where it really gets down to it. Like, our brain, it triggers the sight. It triggers what we see. It triggers the colors, all of that. It's all a perception in our mind. And so, like, it's kind of like that whole, like, dress thing. You remember the dress?
Yeah.
Do you see, is it black and white, or is it gold, or whatever?
Yeah.
It's like, or blue and white, or whatever. I was like, how the heck can that be? But it is. It's our brain. Everybody's brain is different.
But
and
no, it's not, though. It's just about, like, because there was sometimes
it's about how
the way that you were looking at it.
And change it, because I could see both. I could see both.
I could see both too. But it's like that with everything in this life.
It's like that with everything. It's a perspective.
You are filtering this illusion world through this illusion body, and all you are is consciousness. Everything is consciousness. It's all just made up to have something to do. Like, the universe is just experiencing itself. That's what we're doing here. But we're also forming our souls and learning and growing as people. And I feel like I don't know, man. I just feel like it's such a beautiful time to be alive. Hello. Thank you so much, Sassy, for the follow.
Hey. Thank you.
These are my friends. I love you guys. Thank you.
I love it. Us. That's so awesome. No, I 100%. I was thinking of something. Oh, what was it? Oh man, I'm gonna botch it. Somebody was talking about, like, if we lived forever. What was it? They were talking about the mundane task. Oh, it was this girl. She did, like, this test where she would post on her story. She would say, should I make my bed, or do this or whatever? And she'd ask these, like, should I do this, or should I do that? Should I curl my hair, or should I lay in bed all day, or whatever?
Right.
And she said it was so vastly different on the decisions whether or not to do the mundane tasks or to do the more sporadic things. And it was something about the concept of time. Like, if you envisioned that you had infinite amounts of time, which we do, but maybe not right here in this very moment. It's so complicated. But she was like, would you still do the mundane tasks? And I would say yes. I know that it's really hard for me. Like, we talk about this. We talk about this a lot. How messy we are. Yeah. But I know when I clean my room and make my bed everything is just feels so light and happy and good.
I'm so guilty because I haven't cleaned my room yet. It's been like a month. Okay, to be
clean your room, girl.
I do take my dishes down now, which, I mean now, but like, you know, I don't let it get bad anymore. Okay.
Hey, last night I took down 4 cups. I had 4 cups around this desk.
I still have cups
I'm like,
on my desk.
why do I have all these cups?
Bad. Okay, they're like, it's not bad, but okay, because it can get bad. Like if I get depressed, oh my god, just don't even be around me. Just let me be in my fucking.
Don't get depressed, Jessica. No depression.
I don't anymore though. That's the thing. I don't get depressed anymore, and it's good.
That's good.
It's beautiful.
So good.
Because it's self-mastery, but that goes into like, you know, making your bed. That's a self-mastery task that if you just get used to doing it, it does make you feel so much better, and it does make you feel more productive, and it's beautiful.
So something that you know, a lot of us can get into the habit of negative self-talk or whatever.
Oh my god, I hate that shit.
It's bad, and trust me, like, it's not puppy tails and rainbows over here all the time. I mean, there's a rainbow every day, yes, but it's not puppy tails and rainbows in my house all the time. And you know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like every day is perfect and wonderful, and I'm just happy all the time.
I know, but that's the thing, Krystal, is like even on the perfect or like the imperfect days, you're still perfect. You're still perfect. Like, you are the universe. You're the entire thing, you know? And so is your family. They're the universe, too.
But we got to remember that, like, really, though, nobody's perfect. Yeah, perfection is an illusion, and it's...
No, it's the illusion perfection that we've been taught as perfection.
As society,
right.
Like, what's expected of you.
That doesn't exist.
Like, with Brad, he, you know, he's pretty down. Like, I see what he's going through, and I feel it's so interesting to, like, watch him go through this. And I have this knowledge now that, like, I've been there and I've done that, and I know what you're feeling. And I'm like, how can I get him to, like, realize what he's feeling is, you know, you gotta flip the script. You know, he was sitting there like, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I can't do that. And I was like, stop saying those things. You need to say good things. You're good. And I noticed that, like, because, like, we took him out to have a conversation because, you know, we have some expectations as his parents, and him staying here, you know, like, hey man, we love you and we want to see good things for you, so we want to encourage you to do good things for yourself. Go to school, whatever, you know, go to the doctor. Like, he has a cavity or something in his mouth, and he hasn't taken care of it. And I was like, why are you waiting? Like, let's do this. How can I help you do this? What do I need to do? And I noticed
he needs to love himself, and that's something that he's gonna have to learn himself. It's not something that anybody else can teach him. It's all about him.
By me and David, like, talking to him and letting him know, like, we love you no matter what, like, him hearing that, I think it's so important to tell people that you love them no matter what. No matter what. It changes their attitude a little bit.
It does, but you also have to manage your expectations, because you have to love him no matter what without expectation.
Exactly.
Because he is going to be who he is going to be at the end of the day, no matter what you say, no matter how much you love him, nothing. It's all going to be whatever he's going to make his choice.
Yeah.
And you, if you love him no matter what, are still going to love him.
Yep.
So
always. I mean, I might get pissed at him.
Of course, but we have to manage our expectations of others. You know, we have to just understand you can't expect anything from anyone, because they are on their own journey. They are their own soul. They're doing their own thing, and they're going to do what they're going to do. So expecting people to do things is setting yourself up for a big old disappointment.
Absolutely.
You know?
But you can encourage people to see their potential too. And that's what I think that's what us as parents should be doing.
That's all,
you know, for our kids, just teaching them that they need to love themselves and that they're capable of anything they want to do. Anything they want to do, you can do it. Speaking of children, oh my goodness. Jessica's daughter, so we talked about this last week. Yeah. And last week she had hit 500 subs.
Yeah, she has over 700 today.
That's just crazy.
I know. She's blowing up.
I'm clicking on her right now.
Yeah.
722.
Yeah.
I swear every time I go on her. Yeah, and her top video last time I checked had 10,000 views.
Yeah, her video from yesterday has already 4,000 views. She's crazy.
Me, I'm burping.
She's crazy.
I'm looking. I'm looking
at her, and I'm like, I'm so glad that I'm not making you do certain things, because I'm allowing her to express herself and do things that she loves, and she's literally just hit the ground running with all of the tools that I've given her. Her dad
9,700 followers or views.
Yes.
9,700.
So, her dad bought her a video editing program for her birthday, and she just boom. She just knows how to use it. I'm like,
that's what's awesome. It's just oh my gosh, I gotta stop hitting this microphone. It is so exciting to see that. I'm jealous of you, Mia. Just kidding.
But this is what happens. This is what happens when we allow people to not have any expectations on them. We just allow them to create, and then their creator God comes out, and then they just start doing all of this magical stuff. And it's like, she's always really loved art, but I've encouraged that in her, and so have my parents. They bought her art supplies every birthday, whether she wanted them or not. She always gets art stuff. She always gets, whatever she needs for that kind of creativity.
And she's utilized it in a way that she's bringing happiness to people.
Dude, she's only 10
love
years
her art.
Old.
It's great.
She's already got way more subscribers on YouTube than I could ever imagine. And it's
that's just I'm we've been doing this for 25 weeks.
Yeah.
I think we have 86 subs.
The reason why she's getting so many subscribers is because she's hit a video game that's really popular that not a lot of people are making videos like this about, and she's also doing nutshell videos. So it's making fun of the video game in a nutshell. Those videos are what literally
her sarcasm kills me.
She's so funny.
Her sarcasm at 10 years old is hilarious. I was
she kills me. I know, babe.
Yeah.
We know. We're bragging about you right now.
It's so fascinating that she's done this and that it's taking off, because
but the thing is, everybody can do this.
Anybody can do. Yeah. So I was actually driving in the car the other day, and I was thinking about making music, right? And I was thinking about all these different things, and I was getting frustrated, thinking I'm never going to be able to do these things because I can't find people to do these things with, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was well, that's not true, because I was how many singers and good artists out there are just amazing, but they feel they can't. They're holding themselves back because either they're nervous, or they're they feel they need other people to get where they go. We all experience this, right? Mm-hmm. And I was thinking how many amazing people are out there that aren't sharing their amazing stuff, right? A lot. There's a lot of us not doing it. And so I started trying to take I took a bunch of steps back, because I want to do 700 things. I have a list of things I want to do, and it's too many things. And so I'm okay, time to hyper focus, figure out what I want for me. And this can apply to any of you out there.
Yeah.
Figure out what you want for you. Focus on what you want to do and what you need to get there. And remember that just because you may be thinking oh, how am I going to be different than everybody? What am I going to bring to the table? And you bring your unique self, and what you put out there, it's going to be perceived by people who can relate to you. I think that you just have to focus. So for me, I need to learn how to use, since I don't have a band and I want to try to create music, I have to learn how to use at least my program on how to create those sounds I want to create that are in my head, right?
Yeah.
And so in order to do that, what's amazing is that there is a vast amount of information out there in the world for free to learn whatever you want to learn. I think Elon Musk was saying that the other day, or I saw like a video of him saying that, like, whatever you want to learn, it's there for the taking. It's there for free. You can learn it. It's there. That's what's great about the internet. You can literally type in, I want to learn how to do this, and chances are you're going to be able to.
There's a YouTube tutorial for just about everything. So
everything. So I looked up Logic Pro, 101, and I found an entire series of videos that this guy created to help anybody that's trying to learn how to use Logic. And I watched 2 videos, and I'm already better at something because I learned from him.
Good.
And I gotta take time. You gotta give yourself the time to learn. So like I've been setting up a better schedule and making it really simple.
Yeah.
Simplifying. So Monday is Music Monday. After I get off work on Monday, I do music. I don't do podcast. I don't do the school with my girls. Because we actually only do school 4 days a week. So it can either be done on Monday, but they'll do it with my mom, or they'll do it on Tuesday. And so I've just made it that's my schedule. Mondays is Music Monday. Like I want to focus on my music on Mondays, and then Wednesday mornings is podcast day. Part of Tuesday afternoon, evening is also podcast day for me, because I like to do research and feel prepared for some thoughts that I have, because I have a hard time putting my thoughts into words sometimes. But I like to study that stuff. I also like to promote what we're going to talk about too. So I try to take time to do that. But by doing that and setting myself towards less pressure and less expectations of myself, I've been actually able to learn more.
Yeah.
And hyper focus. And we all can do that. So, you want to, I'm pretty sure that my son can do like stuff on a car. That's a little scary, but I'm sure he probably could, just because he watched some YouTube video and learns like stuff that most of us don't know, because we don't.
My son watches cooking tutorials. He loves it.
I love it. And you know what? Cooking tutorials are so much better than reading the recipe, because they don't, in the recipe, it's hard to convey something that you're doing when you're cooking it. And I love watching actual videos of people cooking, so that I can see, they stirred that like this many times, or they stirred it like this, and it does make a difference. I think it does.
Yeah, because we're very visual people. I feel like I'm a visual learner. Like if I can see somebody do it, I can do it too. It's like it's fun.
and I think that listening, I'm not a reader, but I fall asleep if I read anything.
I do too.
But like listening to other people's experiences and journeys has helped me so much. And that was another thing. Oh, that was another thing I wrote down that I forgot to mention. I know it's probably time to go.
Yeah.
Another way to see everyone as equal is to share your trials and relate to others. If you share what you've been through, chances are somebody who's like, whoa, I've been through that too. And then you break this barrier of being perfect, and everybody can see you're just like everybody else. And that also puts us on the same, we are. And so that puts us on the same playing field. And then, the more you share about your difficulties and not putting up this fake persona on social media. And it doesn't mean you have to go post it on social media, but like just being willing to be open and talk about your hardships and your trials that you're going through. It's okay. And by doing that, you might be helping somebody else realize that like life's it's not the end of the world. I think that, a lot of the times I've experienced Brad saying like, my life is over. I hate my life. I don't want to live anymore. Like, and it to me, I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is such a small little thing, honey. Like, no, this is so small. Like, you have so much more life to live. Like, there's so much more coming. This is just a little bump in the road, and you're going to realize that this was like not worth all that being upset about. But he felt alone in that and didn't realize that maybe other people had to experience that exact same thing.
Yeah.
And that he's not alone, and it's not just him.
He's definitely not alone. Like, I've been
no.
there too.
We've all been there.
I have felt the same thing, like, where it was just like, it feels totally useless, pointless, and hopeless. And, you know, the truth of the matter is that that in itself is a lesson too, that he's gonna learn. He's gonna learn that life is not pointless and hopeless and useless. It's beautiful, and we're here for a reason. He'll learn that in his own time.
And I think, well, I think that this last year for most of us has been that, you know, finding our, what we may call purpose, finding our purpose in this world. And, you know, it might change again. But like right now, I'm enjoying this time I've had with my kids. I'm enjoying all of it. I'm enjoying hanging out with you every week. I'm enjoying finding this like newfound love for creating more music on my own that I didn't realize that I could do because I was being dumb. No, no, just kidding. But like, God. I know I'm the worst when it comes to saying stupid stuff.
Stop talking shit about yourself. God damn, lady. Okay,
but it's true.
No, you need to go to the mirror after this episode, and you need to go tell yourself beautiful things. Okay. You talk to yourself like you're your own best friend today. That's your homework.
Seriously.
That's everybody's homework.
I've been trying. Because, like,
even if you're watching on the replay.
If you're watching on the replay, go home or go in your mirror and be like, I'm amazing. And, oh no.
Oh my God, I saw the cutest video of a little girl saying that.
I saw it. I love my mom. I love my dad.
I'm amazing. Right? I can do everything good. I was like, yeah, girl. You get it.
Did she say something about an elephant too?
She's like, I love my elephants. Yeah, it was so cute. I about died. I was like, yeah, girl.
So cute.
Get it.
Get it.
But that's how we all need to be.
We do. We need to just love. Because, like, trust me, when you're putting yourself out there or you're making something that you want others to hear, you really get hard on yourself and you're like, man, I suck. But you know what?
No.
It's okay. And it's okay if you do kind of suck a little bit. We have to suck a little bit to grow.
We're just unlocking all of the knowledge that we have within ourselves already.
Yeah, that's why certain things seem so familiar.
It's because it is.
There's a reason. Because it is. You already knew it already.
And they're really deep in your universe of a mind, and you have to like experience things to unlock things. It's like an achievement in a video game. You got to go do this thing and talk to this guy over there and get the quest. And then you do the quest, and then you're like, oh, I achieved this huge thing, and it's amazing, and it made me feel so much better, or it gave me, like, this buff or whatever. But, like, that's the thing. Life is just like a video game. We need to start playing more. We need to play.
Play the game! Let's play!
No, not... Okay, when you say play
I'm just kidding.
It sounds like you're telling people to just enjoy the Matrix, but I'm not saying that, because the Matrix is wrong, and it's broken, and we're fixing it. But
yeah, we don't want to be. What's the guy's name that eats the steak?
Oh yeah,
we don't want to be like that guy.
Don't be a cypher.
Yes.
Don't be a
cypher. No, you don't want to be like that guy because yes, blissfully unaware is great, but
no, it's not. Because blissfully unaware, you're just dying. You're just like a cattle that's being led to the slaughterhouse.
As soon as we're born, we start dying.
No, we don't. That's the thing.
I'm singing a cake song.
I know, but it's bullshit. All right, so anyways, it's time for us to go, but we love you guys. Be a ripple of love whenever you are around people. I know, but we need to because it's already like 12:15. But I do love you guys. Krystal loves you guys, and we really hope that you guys will join us next week on Wednesday. Oh, announcement. We're doing YouTube, right? Next week?
Yeah, I think so. I took a poll, and I know, I'm sorry if you guys are watching on Facebook right now. If you really hate this idea, let me know. And you know what? I'm trying to find other ways to stream to all three because that'd be even better. We could just stream to all three. That'd be easier. But I think it costs money, and I don't need to pay any more money for them.
If you guys want to support our channel, we do have the ability now to get subscribers on Twitch, and that will help us.
And you can sub to us on YouTube too. That helps us as well. Mm-hmm. But Twitch is a little more reward. Like Twitch is giving more back to us quickly.
Yeah.
Whereas Facebook, no. Facebook doesn't really reward us at all for trying to do.
No,
they don't even want to share.
Is a life sucker, honestly, right now. That's how I feel.
They don't even want to share it. They only will share us if we pay.
Right. To our followers, even sometimes, right?
Yeah, they won't even share it to our followers. Yeah. So it's like we're not about the money. We want to spread good. We want to bring up good conversation. Yeah. Like we're not sitting here saying we know everything. We just we want people to be talking about this stuff because it's good for you.
And we want you guys on the journey with us. And like, you know, if we resonate with you, if it feels like we're your tribe, then, you know, we want to be there for you guys, and we want to, you know, give you guys some good vibes and love, because we do love everybody. Like I love everybody. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you did. I love you. I don't care who you are.
I care what you do, as long as you love me. Right? Oh my Lanta. Oh my gosh. I know all the words to that song. I'm terrible.
Okay. Anyways, we gotta go.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna be on YouTube next week instead of Facebook. I forgot to say we took a poll, and most of the people said that they watch us live, and they would prefer, or they watch on YouTube. I forgot. It was like either they watched this live on Twitch or they watch us on YouTube, and like very little said they watched us on Facebook. So I was like, I think it's because Facebook doesn't even like put our stuff out there. Like people that follow us don't even know we're on.
Yeah. I don't know. We're gonna find a better.
You'll find out. We'll post about it. Yeah, I don't know what we're gonna talk about. Like, we figure it out by Sunday usually. But if you have something you want us to talk about, send us some ideas, because you know, if there's something that's plaguing you or something that you want to talk about, please come talk to us.
Yeah, come join us for whatever podcast we're doing, and we'll talk to you about your thing. We love that.
We do. We actually love that more than anything else. I just adore when somebody comes on and talks to us. We're gonna have some guests soon. I have a couple people lined up that I've been like slowly talking to. So like we need to get on that. I've been kind of bad about that, but
no, it's good. Everything works out when it needs to.
Everything happens the way it's supposed to.
Yay.
So
all right, love you guys.
We'll see y'all later. Bye.
Positive affirmations
Happy week.
in the mirror.
Yes.